This week I uploaded a video with a very big, awesome unboxing, and one of the things in the box was very unexpected, and that it was this knife. It was a gift from my good friend Wes in the United States, and it really blew my mind. It's a knife that's on my wish list for a year now, almost a year. I was pretty impressed, so when I found this box, this present, this gift, my expectations were very high, but still what's in this box impressed me in a way it's hard to describe. Really very impressive. So keep watching. That's knife collector here. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Henk, and in today's episode we take a closer look at this knife. It is the steel wheel Apostate. It's a big knife out of the tactical series of steel wheel. Steel wheel, of course, is a young American brand, but the knives are produced in other countries. For example, they had several produced in Italy, but also in Taiwan. This one is produced in China, and I think this is a very high value knife, very high value for the money. So let's take a closer look at the knife. First of all, it comes in this box with this cardboard sleeve around it. Sturdy cardboard box, and then the knife sits in the bubble wrap, and there is some paperwork as well. First of all, there is a little leaflet with some information, just some common information and congratulations. Then there is a warning sticker. This product may contain chemicals known to the state of California, blah 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 blah, probably because of the coating on the knife. And then there is this certificate of authentication, the Apostate inspection date, the model number. There is also a 1113. This is the 1108. So, okay. And as stated, it was a gift from my good friend Wes from the United States. Then let me start with the data, the numbers. It's a big knife, a heavy knife. So my guess is it will be somewhere around 6 ounce, I think. 6.2 ounce. This way it shows in camera. And in gram, 176 gram. So, heavy knife. but it is big, so it isn't even that heavy. Then the length, first in centimeters, it's 24.5, almost 24.5 centimeter. The blade length is 10.5 centimeters, and in inches 9.5 inch, a bit longer even, 9.6 inch, and the blade length is 4.1 inch. Really a big knife. Let me compare it with, for example, the Hogue EX04 4 inch, and then you see butt to butt that the Apostate is quite a bit larger. And let me compare it with another big folder. This is a Kaiser, the Kaiser 4424, and as you can see, also the Kaiser is smaller than the Apostate. Then let me compare it with one of the newest Wii models, the 614, very big knife, and it's about the same length as the Wii 614, so big knife. This knife, at this moment, because of all the Black Friday sales, you can buy this knife for somewhere around $130. In Europe it's around 160 euro. The sunlight is playing with my camera, by the way. So in the United States somewhere around $130. In Europe somewhere around 160 euro. But MSRP on this knife is around $180, and street prices at most retailers besides this period around Black Friday is around $150, $160. And for what you get, material wise, build quality, fit and finish, that is a real bargain. I know it is a lot of money, but it is a bargain for what you're getting. The blade steel is S35VN. This is the drop point model. There is also a Tanto model. This is the 1108, the drop point, and the 1113 is the Tanto. So S35VN blade steel, a G10 presentation scale, no steel liner inside the G10 scale, and then the lock side is all titanium, milled out titanium to save weight, steel pocket clip, steel hardware. I don't know what the the blade stop for material is. I guess it's also steel, or I really don't know. And a titanium backspacer. So material wise, a great deal, but also for the build quality. So let's start with the blade, drop point, but because of the switch, because of the design, it almost gives it gives the impression of it almost is a clip point, and also a bit of a spento, but it's a drop point. The blade is coated. Steel wheel doesn't provide info which kind of coating, but I presume it's a kind of nitrate coating. Nice wedge, very strong tip design, but also very pointy. Very nice edge. It is very sharp, by the way. The edge is very even on both sides. Sharpening choil. Here you can see the name of the model, Apostate 1108. For me it wasn't necessary to mention both the name and the model number, or maybe a bit smaller on this portion of the blade. For me, only the logo of steel wheel would be enough, somewhere around here, so not the big advertisement. It's a flipper design. It runs on ceramic bearings and it's very smooth, great action, and these are not thumb studs. When I was preparing this video, I saw a review of a very big tactical gear channel which gave steel wheel some criticism on the thumb studs because the knife is hard to deploy with thumb studs, but those aren't thumb studs. It's really a blade stop, but with some practice you can use them as a thumb stud. They are not meant for that purpose. Here you can see nicely the round off kind of divot for the blade stop to land, also on the titanium locking side. Very well done. So it distributes the forces on the frame when you flick it open. So a flipper on ceramic bearings. The flipper tab has jimping which gives a lot of traction for deploying. You can light switch it and you can push button it. Both methods work the same, give the same amount of action. As mentioned, very smooth. And then what I like very much about this knife are these design lines, how they flow and continue on the frame. Very well done. The G10 scale has a kind of diamond-like pattern, which provides some traction, not very aggressive, so also not very much traction, but enough, I think. And because of the design of the frame, the handle, you don't need really a lot of traction, but it's enough. Nice pivot. They very nicely chamfered these edges, and then the corners are round off on all sides. Hardware is very nice and flush in the scales, also on the locking side in the titanium. There is some jimping here on the frame lock, so you can you have easy access and you can easy engage it. The knife is very smooth, as you can see, very well centered, no play in whatever direction. Some jimping over here for the reverse grip, big lanyard hole, and you can use this as a glass breaker. Steel clip, right or left hand, only tip up. And then the titanium lock side. The lock face is carburized, so you don't have any stick. And the titanium lock side is also done very nice, very clean. No sharp corners, no sharp edges whatsoever. There is one sharp point, and that is over here. Let me see, what point was it? Yes, that's this point. When playing all evening with this knife, you can feel this in the palm of your hands, like this, and you feel it. That's the only sharp point I could discover. But then again, this knife is from the tactical series, and most people would wear gloves, so it wouldn't bother them at all. I think, oh, and this clip, I think it is steel. I don't think it's titanium. I don't have a magnet at hand, so I can't check it. Excuse me. And I hope it shows on camera, but the inside is milled out pretty heavily. Very big pockets are milled out, and the milling work on the inside is very clean. Those are some details I like very much. Also the G10 is very clean and polished on the inside. So the pocket probably steel. Lots of spring, lots of tension, so this will function. What else to say? I think this is a very capable knife. I think this is a knife in the category of hard use knives. So a lot of value for the money. S35VN, titanium, G10, ceramic bearings, ceramic detent. Detent is very good. A bit harder as moderate. So very good detent, hence the great action. I think a hard use knife. Lockup about 25%, and what else to say? Fit and finish is great, really very well done. It wouldn't surprise me if this knife was made by a company like We Knife or maybe Real Steel, because of the great fit and finish and the very well done construction. Yeah, my expectations were very high, but it even exceeded my expectations. I'm very impressed with this knife. Great knife. Of course, this is the first impressions overview video, and I will carry this knife, I will use this knife, and I will do an evaluation video. But my expectations, I expect this knife to perform very good, very well. I can recommend this knife from the heart. Gorgeous knife. Wes, I thank you from my heart. You shouldn't have done this, but then again, I am very happy with it, and this one will see a lot of use, a lot of pocket time, and will never leave my collection again. So, if you like this video, please like it. If you like my channel, please subscribe. That's it for now. Bye bye.